Hello and welcome to the Rally Stages podcast. So right now it's a very exciting time for the WRC with the new regulations coming out and hopefully new manufacturers joining. So we'll be talking a bit about that. But before all that, what have you been up to, Mr. Ryan Yates?
So, since his last podcast, which was at Malcolm Wilson, I think.
Aye.
I have been competing in what we believe is the cheapest motorsport in the UK.
Definitely could be.
We can't say too much on it because there's going to be a video going live on his YouTube, which you should definitely check out.
Shameless plug.
Yeah, shameless plug, yeah. Bit of marketing
Watch
for
it.
you. But yeah, it was in a great event. We didn't expect to win it. It was me and my co-driver Finton. Oliver was also taking part with his co-driver Hamish. And yeah, me and Finton managed to win.
And it's got to be the cheapest motorsport in the UK.
Yeah. It's definitely...
It's dirt cheap.
Yeah.
And you get a pie.
Anyway, yeah. If you want to hear more about what we're talking about, go watch this video. What have you been up to recently?
Oh, it's been a busy few weeks. So obviously, I had a plan of doing a rally, Lincoln Green rally or stages in a 205, but that fell through, which wasn't the best. And I just thought, won't be able to do this rally. I'll have to wait until further on one of the year or maybe even next year. But I've managed to find a car. So I've been talking to some people from Rally Car for Hire. And yeah, they've got a car available. And so I should be able to do it. We've put an entry in now, so that is good.
That's exciting for you.
Very excited. I actually get to do a rally like this is all I've ever been wanting.
I saw you a few weeks ago, and I think it was Malcolm Wilson. You were pretty distraught that the last rally, the rally car had fallen through, and you were like, "Oh, I'm not going to be able to do it anymore." And I was trying to cheer you up, like, "Oh, you can go in August, or you can go later in the year." And he's like, "But you've been getting your head in."
I got so built up for it. I was like, "Right, it's happening in like 2 months. It's happening in 2 weeks." Like counting down the days, and then. Yeah, it fell apart. But now it's back going again. Now we just have to get a bars test, which we're pushing it maybe a little bit. But I'm going to try and get one done in about 2 weeks' time, which should be quite good. And then hopefully try and find some sponsors. I
don't know how long it takes to get the bars test. You got to get it sent off and get.
Yeah, I've got all my licence papers, but I just need to basically get the certificate say I've passed, fill in all the information, and send it off. So it should be there in time.
So you're pushing it way closer than I'd like to push it, but
yeah.
Hopefully it all goes well. And now you've got the entry and you've got a deadline to work to.
Yeah.
You're gonna.
I'm actually doing it.
What was it? 5th of May?
4th of May. Yeah, Star Wars Day, isn't it? But no, very, very, very exciting. Just got to get now. I've actually got to get it all sorted. I've got managed to get a helmet, race suit. Because no point me buying them because I'd spend more on race suit than I would on race suit and helmet than I would on the actual car. So I've managed to hire some. Got some Tom Constantine and one of my dad's mates that's got got a helmet. So I think we're all sorted after that. I'll have never driven this car. The first time I'll drive this car is on the first stage.
So the last one had a bit of testing in there.
Yeah.
But this one you don't really have the chance to get that in, especially with the date being so close as well.
Yeah. So that's not best, but also not too bad. I guess it would just be an experience and a learning thing. What I'm happy about is it's a single venue. So you'll get to know it's not going to be as mental as a multi-venue. You just get to know the track. It's slightly different surfaces as well. There's a bit of gravel on there, like a bit of dirty tarmac. So it all should be very interesting. So yeah, I am very, very excited.
What I've seen from the in-cars, it does actually look like it's been a while since I've been and watched a spectator at a single venue, but this one actually looks it looks like the traditional single venue with the cones or tyres put out, and then you've got to switch lanes and stuff and do loops. But the actual stage kind of does look like quite a gravelly road rather than just an old airfield.
And it's like the actual roads are not as much like a big slab of concrete and then cones going around
exactly,
it. It's more an actual.
So there's stuff coming past you. So there's actually some speed there because I imagine if you're just going down a massive bit of cement, a bit of concrete. There's nothing in your peripherals to make you feel like you're going quick. And this one had some bushes down the side and stuff. So it actually does look like quite a fun one.
Yeah,
I'll be excited to go
I'm so excited.
And I think there's a few people who hopefully we can all get there at the same time.
Yeah. It should be great. It should be so good. I cannot wait.
And what car is it you're doing it in?
Oh yes, I haven't said that. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll be a Mini, I think R53, I think it's called, 1.6, naturally aspirated. I mean, it's not going to be a quick car, but it'll be a fun car. I think it's perfect level because I think it's going to be quite, compared to a 205, I reckon it'll be a lot more stable. But it's got about even power to that, and I'm guessing a bit heavier. But it should just be a nice, easy one for me to get into because I haven't driven a lot of good cars. I've driven a non-turbocharged Subaru Impreza once.
No, which wasn't that quick.
We could only do it in second gear.
I only have 120 brake horsepower anyway.
150 or something around there. Yeah, it didn't have a lot of power.
And you couldn't get out of second gear.
Yeah, you couldn't get out of second gear. And then Yeah, a Kia Rio with 80 horsepower and a CIB for rest in peace, CIB. For...
Yeah, I hope this has a better fate than the CIB.
Yeah, hopefully. So yeah, I say I cannot wait. It's gonna be mega. But right, we'll move on to the big news, which right now when we're filming it is, if anyone has been watching the WRC recently, you'll realise that a lot of the drivers have stopped doing interviews just after the finish, which is a bit sad for us as we spectators because we like to see them all after it. But it's because Adrian Foremost swore after it and he got a fine which was £10,000. Plus, if he does it again, he gets the extra £20,000. And that is mental. Like, £30,000 if you mess up, like, twice, yeah, but that's stupid. Like, go on then, what do you think about it? Because you've got a different opinion to me.
I do, like, I mean, I think we caveat this by saying we've never been rallying. I've said some words in my helmet when I've been go-karting, so never mind going off you're doing 150 kilometres an hour, 200 kilometres an hour down some gravel roads and you hit a sketchy bit, you finish a stage. Maybe you want to swear, but I also think the financial penalty is a bit too much. Like,
it's huge.
Yeah, no, like even if you're making $1 million a year, I don't know what that's top drivers or whatever, but even if you're making hundreds of £1,000s, that's still a massive amount out.
It shows that money's no option to us. When it is,
exactly.
Money does matter to them.
Yeah, from the interviews and stuff they've said, that's still a lot of money to them, and it would be to anybody.
Yeah.
So it is a bit. So I don't want to say, oh, it's all good, it's fine. I do, however, think that it's part of the job is that getting on the camera at the end, having a microphone put in your face, and all you have to do is not say. So just not swear. I'm about to list off all swear words. I don't even know them all, but all you got to do is not say that. And I guess if in different languages, if you picked up just the easy swear words in in English, I get
it's
that
not
point
their
of
first
view.
language, is it?
But you can replace some words. That was sketchy. You could say. I know it takes some adjusting, but kids watch WRC. Not all the kids, but they start swearing on TV. It's before the 9 o'clock curfew for swearing. Why should it be up to, parents to cover the kids' ears or for the TV to have them to mute that bit or it just should they should just be able to not be able to do it.
That's like going to complete extreme. These are pushing themselves. These are literally the fastest people on earth on these surfaces and at these rallies. And then you get to end, you may be like, oh, hello there, yes, how are you? Obviously not like that, but they've got there's no media there to help them along with it. It's just them raw emotions after a stage. Oh, I couldn't give a shit about the swearing. I know kids are there and all that, but you tell me there's been a single rally driver in the whole life that hasn't sworn. Every single person that's driven a rally car has sworn. It's showing the true spot. It's like you used to get Colin McRae and all that, and Sal smashing the back of the window and stuff like that with his helmet. There's all this a lot more drama. Now everyone's got to be perfect. It's got to be you've got to be like an idol or a role model to everyone. But there should be. But I was like. No, the rally drivers, they are themselves, and they're just coming off a stage where they've gone 200 kilometres an hour sideways and all this.
You get on I don't know what the rules are in this football, say, but they come, you do the match, you get to the post-match interview, they take out the captain or whatever.
Yeah, they're there with a media person going right, don't say this or whatever. There's nobody there in the car doing that.
I suppose maybe it's a bit of, maybe it's up to the navigator, or maybe, I know it's literally seconds after, so it may be hard to go, okay, well, the navigator's putting down the times, yeah, maybe not. But saying I agree, I think sometimes it might slip out, especially if you see second language, where I say, I think the rules are daft at the moment, I don't agree with them, but I do think maybe there's an incentive, a punishment in a strike system where it's
there's a good middle ground, isn't there?
3 strikes and then you have to pay your 10k, but in a full season you have 1, 2, 3 strikes, but the first time everybody makes a mistake and that's an insane amount of money just for saying one wrong thing.
I don't know how much Adrian Foremost he's not on that much compared to some of the other drivers.
Say he's under for the sake of argument, $500,000.
It's nearly a tenth of his thing, or it's like 6% of his budget. If you take 6% of my money away, I'd be fuming. That would be swearing, yeah.
So say I don't know, average wage in the UK is 30k.
Yeah,
I can't do the maths here quickly. What's 30k? 5% of that, that's 1,500 quid. Say, yeah. Well,
See, I won't want 1,000.
Imagine you just come back from the hardest day of work, or you're
come up from nearly crashing your car.
You're on your commute. Somebody cuts you up, and you've just done a flip. You've just twisted around 4 times and hit a tree, and then you come off. You get back into your house and you just go, oh my.
So I think that was a really good crash. Yeah, it wasn't quite how I wanted to work it out with.
Golly gosh, what a trip that was.
No, you gotta swear. Like, yeah, I don't think there should be effing and jeffing consistently, but also I actually couldn't care less about that. Yeah, do it for me.
You should see his vlogs.
But also maybe just like, my vlog. You can't tell if you watch our vlog. Before it starts, so just a little icon, might be strong language. That's all you need. But it's all the FIA, but here's one of the other things that they're appealing for is where does the money go? It's not clear where the money goes. And obviously there has been some sketches to FIA and stuff like that throughout the years. Actually, but no, maybe not. Don't sue me. So like you need to know if it is going. Then if it was going to a nice like rally foundation like Project Podium, that or something like that, like helping younger drivers or actually going to a good purpose, not just being in the back pockets. Yeah, a charity or something like that.
Any sort of charity, I'd be so.
And it'd be open, like it's gone to this one for this rally, it's gone for this one for this, and help the local area, something like that. And I mean, I'm sure the drivers wouldn't want to do that.
I think that would also clear it up a bit more because people would kind of be rooting for them to swear because they are still on great wages, any sort of, whatever you class as a good wage, like millions or hundreds of thousands of pounds is a good wage. So,
it's a good wage.
So when you lose 10k, it's like, I'm not shedding a massive tear. I do sympathise, but they're like, it's 10k to somebody who's got this much money.
Yeah.
Probably not the end of the world. So I do think if it went to a charity, people are almost like, if you swear at the end, you're like, hey, it's like, it's a good thing.
Yeah, it's like, oh, right, now I get to go
to charity. And like, you also take it, the drivers obviously will not want to swear, so the less of it, but when it does happen, it's a good thing because you're getting a benefit out of it. Yeah,
exactly. So I do think charity idea is a really good idea, but also still I don't think it should be 30 grand. It could be, maybe every time you swear it doubles, £1,000. Starts off at £1,000, then goes to £2,000, then goes £4,000. Then it gets like, it kind of works. If you're not behaving yourself after a while, then it could. Someone gets end of stage and just goes off on one, racks up £1 million.
Yeah, like the YouTube things, it pops up and goes ding, 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 ding. It just rolls up.
We've hit the jackpot.
£1 million.
But no, there's definitely better ways around it. It's secrecy behind it definitely shouldn't be there. I just don't think it should be a thing.
I think that's the most important thing, is just secrecy. Like, where is the money going? Because it should be a separate pot. It shouldn't just be going back into FIA. Like, it should be used for something good to counteract this bad moment. Yeah. I guess, I was thinking, what would be like the alternative? Like, what was the alternative to like a monetary fine? I'm like, I was thinking maybe like just points off your season. Or
just like they've got the skill now. Like, they've got the equipment. Just beep it if they do. Yes, you'd have to have someone else in the office, but like use Adrian's foremost fine to just pay for that guy's wage for the year. Like, ta-da! Find the first person that does it, and then the rest of them get off.
Give me 10k, I'll watch every single WRC, and I'll press the beep button.
I'll do that. Yeah. Just be on me. I just keep beeping. Mike Chen's talking about right, so going beep on make him sound like he's just constantly going off on one. But yeah, no.
What would be the alternative? Is like the points off the.
Just add a little thing at bottom, maybe strong language.
I meant like if you was going to fine them, but you didn't want to fine them monetary wise, like because it didn't matter how much it is. Somebody's going to complain at 1,000.
So you don't want to take it like points off.
I was thinking that's an alternative, and that's obviously
because points could lead like that could kick off somewhere if they lose a championship by 3 points. They swore 3 times.
I guess, but also it's like that is. The drivers, if you're going to do it that way, at least the drivers don't lose out. They do lose out in the career and the rallying, but they don't lose out in their actual, like, it's their own money. You know what I mean?
Suppose then the teams will bollock them a lot more. Like if they're swearing, it's like,
but I think that's like the alternative. Like, nobody wants to see that happen. To like spectators don't want to see that happen. I don't want to see him lose the points for swearing. I'd rather lose.
Puffs money. 1 second on a Wolf Power stage or something like that. That'd be interesting.
But like that would kind of. I think that's kind of fairer for the drivers.
Yeah.
But it's not as fun to watch, and you end up with the watching. Well, I think it's sworn 3 times is minus. He's never going to make it through the stage.
So I think double the money. Start off at £1,000 and double it every time I swear. This is if we're going to do it, which I don't think we should do it. And then donate it to a rallying charity or a kids charity. Or something
what's interesting? There's a tool on Spotify where we'll be publishing this podcast. It'll also be on YouTube. But if you're listening on Spotify, there should be a poll tool below if you scroll down the description. You can vote and we'll set up like a little voting thing.
Yes.
What do you think it will be?
You can do it in YouTube as well.
You do it in YouTube?
YouTube as well.
Oh God, now I'm going to work out something else. Right.
Just stick in comments. But go down and vote. Do you think they should be allowed to swear or not?
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty much wrapped that up. So now listen to our advice, FAA. Get rid of them rules and listen to ours.
And let me have the buzzer and I'll listen to it.
Yeah. Or just give me the fines. Either way, then we can keep it at 30 grand.
Give me the fines?
No. Give me the money for the fines.
Adrian, we got your guy. He'll pay it for you.
Right, so I think we've wrapped that up. So the FAA don't have to have one big board meeting anymore. Just have to watch this podcast. So I want to move on to the new WRC regulations for 2026. And hopefully what they're going to do is bring more manufacturers to the WRC one, because right now there's 3 manufacturers, and that's ridiculous. We need more than 3. And you look at the Rally 2 cars we've got now. You've got Citroen, you've got Skoda, plus the Yaris and Fords and all that. We need more of them to come up to Rally 1. So who would you like to see coming up to the WRC?
I say, well, they've opened it up for everybody who's out of the loop. You know, if you've been living under a rock or you're not a massive rally fan, they've opened it up to like sedan, like all sort of, like every sort of car body shape. I think, unless
I think so. Yeah, it's a change body shape.
SUVs, sedans. Like you could have probably a convertible MX-5 if you wanted.
I think you might have to have a roof on it, but yeah.
You might have to have a roof, but yeah, all sorts of body types.
3-wheelers maybe, who knows?
Reliant Robins, maybe. Hey. Or Aero. Yeah, but they've opened it up to loads
2
more.
caster wheels on either side.
Just right little skids. Yeah, but they've opened it up to all these different types of body shells and shapes. But they've also added, you can have different type of fuel, so you can have your electric, you can have hybrid, you can have just probably have diesel and petrol. I mean,
made it cheaper.
So yeah, they've made it a lot cheaper from the existing Rally 1s.
I think now price cap for the car is €385,000 or pounds or something like that. So massively dropped down the price.
From what was it like now, 800?
Oh, they like the cars now, yeah, about 800 to probably like £1 million, if not more.
It's like it cut down the price by like half.
Yeah.
But it's still like between like a 50 and 100k jump from a Rally 2 to a Rally 1 now.
What, with a new regulation?
Yeah, with a new regulation.
Yeah, so it'll be from like a £300,000 car, like a £250,000 car. Or that's at least what it costs to buy for someone, maybe not build. To go up to a £385,000.
So it's quite an incremental increase.
Yeah.
If you're in Rally 2 already, you could probably, if you've got a bit more budget, you could probably get yourself up into a Rally 1.
Yeah.
So for that sort of car, you know, you're looking at like your Skodas, who are already like established Rally 2 cars, do well, perform well.
I think a Fabia'd look mint.
Oh, yeah,
Fabia'd look cool.
And they can now jump in, but it also opens it up to the rest of the field, every other car manufacturer out there, because it's now, you know, if you want to perform at the top of the WRC, I'm guessing a lot of companies would want to, rather than compete in Rally 2 level. They can now jump in substantially less than...
Yeah, obviously still got all the team around it, but the car is a lot cheaper.
And it's cheaper to develop as well, you know. You could probably steal, like, you know, it's probably less advanced technology, I would presume, you know, than the current Rally 1s. So, like, I mean, I'm thinking, so we mentioned, like, Skoda going up there, but then also, you know, your VWs, you know, that's the same group as, you know, your Skodas already. Because
I don't know if it was just like a Photoshop thing, but I did see an image of a Polo WRC car, like doing like the wrap on it to stop people from seeing it. Like, I don't know if that was like, it could have been someone just trolling the line, but I really do hope, because they obviously went out because of the diesel gate or whatever happened with that. But hopefully I was forgotten about that. They could come back and we can have another team, and hopefully a successful team like they were last time.
So maybe not as successful as last time. They dominated for quite a while. Yeah. I'd like to see Toyota still up there, but like, it's kind of like, it kind of levels the playing field a bit, because, and it comes quite quickly. You know, obviously, you had like Toyota's been winning recently, and like, you know, this year, you know, with Evans doing well, and you know, Toyota seemed to be out there for the win again.
Huge budget then.
So like, you know, it might like level it all down again, because they've got to degrade, like bounce down a level, and then all the other ones can bounce up a little bit. But also you get new people in, new companies in there. So like, it's all Audi, you know. So with VW Group, Skoda, VW possibly.
Yeah, Audi came out with a Rally 2 car. I don't know if it's just a concept or not. But there was some images going around like a couple of weeks or months ago. And it looked mint. With a white and yellow livery on it.
Livery,
But see, they're all part of the same Volkswagen group. But still, could they do it not just like individually, just for their own brands? So I don't see why not. If it's been successful, like in the past, then why not do it?
See, I always thought it's quite a weird one with like Audi, you know. I mean, Audi, you know, previously have been big in, you know,
probably the most famous rally car of all time.
Exactly. Like they've been massive, but like, you know, you look at Audis now, and I'm like, I struggle to see it as much, just because they're very premium cars, and like they're not, you know, they're competing with your BMWs and your Mercedes, you know, very premium cars.
If you think what's currently in it.
But like, and currently it's all working men, you know, cheaper cars, you know, or manufacturers, you know, your Toyota. I was comparing it. We were watching WRC recently, and I was comparing Toyota now and the GR to like the old school like Fords. You know, it's like they're very working class, and then they've got the GR, which is like the old RS RS 2000s and whatever. You know, it's like they've got it's like the same sort of thing. You can go out buy a Toyota for a reasonable price compared to, you know, an Audi. So I always found that was a bit of a jump. So I don't like. Audi seemed like the most possible after seeing the Rally 2 leak or possible.
I think they did release it because there were some proper photos. It wasn't like a hidden thing. It was a proper graphic on it, and I think they'd be mint, but I don't know if they'll just make a Rally 2 car. But I mean, another Rally 2 car is another Rally 2 car, so I won't mind that.
What other cars do you think?
I want a Subaru.
Yeah, I
want a Subaru.
Eventually, as soon as it was announced, it's like I thought they could be a comeback because the rally in America, quite a lot. Like, there's not many Subarus on the roads in the rest. Not in the rest of the world, but in the UK anyway.
Yeah, well, there's not because they're not going rallying, mate. When it was in its prime, there were loads of Subarus. Like, you could hear that 4-cylinder, flat 4 rumbling all over the shop. Now you don't. You never see the new Imprezas or anything like that. See occasionally one of the SUVs, which are disgusting. Yeah. But so I do think that generally might help them, and I'd definitely like to see them. And it opens it up because again, like, it's not all about the hatchbacks anymore. If it's now sedans and coupes and all that sort of cars, and you can bring in the Impreza or whatever Subaru's bringing out more recently, but usually they're bigger cars. They could even use an SUV, yeah.
So yeah, they use that and bringing it into SUVs, and you can open it out to like all sorts of manufacturers because loads of them are doing SUVs nowadays.
Yeah, an SUV is kind of off-roady.
Kia Sportage or something.
It's kind of is a good market to have for your SUV to be doing off-road rallying, like four-wheel drive.
That's a really good point.
Every manufacturer, it's a perfect sales thing.
Yeah.
Marketing thing. Get it done.
Sports utility vehicle, about doing sport, like utility and leisure, like going out. If you can go round, Kenya in your SUV, get absolutely beaten, and it just finishes the rally.
Yeah.
That's already making your brand look cool.
It's properly shown, isn't it?
So and I think with the more, I'm starting to see a few more people get into WRC. I don't know if that's just because we're like really getting into it recently, but I'm seeing more and more people get involved. So hopefully it's like, more people, more manufacturers, and that's kind of an endless league.
More the merrier. But what I do think is one that could definitely happen is a Citroen. They're one of the most successful rally teams of all time. They've been doing it for like donkeys, and then they dropped out how many years ago? Maybe 2019 or 2020 or something like that. And now it's a perfect opportunity for us to come back. It's a bit cheaper. They've got a lot of calibre. They're doing a lot in WRC too. Why not bring them in?
Yeah, and then like them French manufacturers, your Renaults, your Citroens, your Peugeots, like they all could kind of come back. It depends with like what car, and you've got the Citroen, you got the Rally 2, so they could
C3,
yeah, they could probably push it up and make that into a Rally 1.
Oh, you could use an SUV again. Use that great marketing strategy we've just come up with.
Just flying now.
We are full of advice today, aren't we?
Yeah. FIA, manufacturers, maybe we should start charging for these for the 4 people watching. Like it opens up. We just wrote down a few earlier. We got Audi, like
Honda.
Yeah, Honda. Like
they've never. I don't think they've ever. Can you think of a Honda rally car which was competed?
I've seen a Civic.
Civics do like Clubman rally, but I can't. I've been mint. Why not have a Civic? It's quite a cool lot hatch.
That's it. It just opens it up. Yeah. And Honda's a bit like the Toyotas. Like they've got working class.
They've got the grandma customers who drive the Jazz, and then you've still got grandma customers who drive the Civic, and then you've got the people like the middle-aged balding men which drive the Civic Type R.
Do they do a Jazz, a new Jazz? I don't know.
Yeah, it's awful. It looks like they've crashed the car. So have you seen it? It looks like they've had a head-on accident, and there's a little gap there, and it is awful. Like truly, he's just got a big mouth like that.
It looks like truck. It's going to start
great air intake, isn't it? Yeah,
brilliant. What an ingenious design! They knew they were coming to rally.
And then when they do crash it don't matter. But and the Jazz is too high up.
There's like all sorts of stuff.
We're a lover of a Fiat Panda, aren't we? Imagine a Fiat Panda. Oh yeah.
They can go anywhere. We know. Greece last year we went to the WRC. And that car got us. I'm glad we got in full insurance.
Oh yeah. We weren't gonna.
We got there and we thought, Willem.
Well, Yorkshireman. I don't want you to pay for insurance.
I couldn't afford it on me. And my limit on your credit card.
Yeah.
And I don't really use my credit card, to be honest. So when I got there, I was like, it needed $1,000 or something. I had $750. I was like, And one of the guys with us, James, was like, can you use mine? He was like, no. So he was like, all right. So anyway, we ended up paying full insurance, so we didn't have to use his credit card. I was like, the best decision.
It was a little bit broken after we got down. Just to explain, we're going up this muddy, wet patch. It had rained, had thunderstorms all night. It was just this muddy road. SUVs were stopping on the way up, and we try and get up this bit, and it don't work. So Ryan's like, right, let me jump in. He jumps in, just goes full speed up this hill, smashing, bouncing all about, and we make it to the top. And you can see when people are walking up and we're driving past them, they're going like, oh, these guys got it up.
That's it. There was a couple of 4x4 and pickups that got up.
Yeah,
I think that's what gave me the confidence.
There was one. It must have been a rental car as well. I think it was an Astra. or something. But when we got to the top of the last strip there, I think, yeah, would definitely a rental car.
So we didn't get it all the way to the top of that stage. That was really bad. There was one the day before.
Yeah, we could have got it up.
So, yeah, we could have done, but it was so steep, and we just remember like how you guys had to jump out. It was just me and the driver. It was like, but anyway.
So they've got rallying caliber just from us.
We've gone completely off topic.
Yeah, the Safari rally's nothing with that.
It was brilliant. Yeah.
Well, I've got.
What about other Fiats? 500.
Fiat 500. Oh, the bigger 500, the Fiat Fat 500.
Oh, yeah, it'd be like round you like the old
Mini.
You know, what's that Mini? Was it a Clubman? The bigger Mini?
Yeah, the bigger Mini one, yeah.
Like they so it'd be similar sort of vibe to that.
Yeah, I think that could work. I think that actually look quite like a nice relic. Because they did two brand new one of them the other day, and I thought, it's a Fiat 500 Fat Boy one, whatever it is. It looked quite good. I was quite impressed by it.
And if Fiat's being sold in Italy, where there's a lot of I think the whole
lots of Italians in Italy that just love just cars.
It's true. But we used to make the Fiat 500 were made so it could go up between the little town streets, but also reliable on the gravel outer roads and.
See, but I don't think Susan will watch the WRC. First of all, just done it that. She'll go, oh, it can go through Kenya at full speed. Yeah, I'll go out and buy one so I can get to Waitrose.
It's that pedigree. It kind of filters down, doesn't it?
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Cool. It's not.
But also, I don't know if they've got too much money. I don't know because I'm not the financial. But they're not like a big spender. I can't see they don't really do any other motorsport. So they should do one motorsport, which is rallying.
Who does? Ferrari.
Yeah, let's have a Ferrari.
I don't know it's Ferrari. There's probably some Italian word which I.
Peace? No, Peace is definitely not there. But 4562186.
Surely Spider.
Yeah, Spider. That's the one. Yeah, it's got to be something like that.
It does open it up. For the new specs, you could have Aston Martin, you could have a Jaguar. I mean, actually, you couldn't have a Jaguar. You could have a Jaguar.
It won't make it to the rally.
A Jaguar is a whole different topic of conversation. If you don't know what's going on with Jaguar, just look it up. It's.
I was just thinking they weren't going to make it. They were going to break down. I didn't realise that they've gone all Jaguar, electric.
Yeah, full electric. Only this concept car at the moment.
Yeah.
Anyway, topic for another time. But you could technically have them. You could have Rolls Royce doing it.
Yeah. Well, with all the new body shapes, I want to talk about Toyota because one thing, I think they're the best car company right now. They're coming out with all these new like Celicas and MR2s, amazing. But also they created a mid-engined GR Yaris. Could we see that back in WRC? Could we see a mid-engined car back in I don't see why not now.
I think we've not read the whole specs of the 2026 regulations, but I think that's doable. I don't see why they can't do that.
It had a 4-cylinder in, so it'd still be in the regulations depending on the size of the cylinders, but that'd be sick. But even if they don't do that, could do it in the Celica. Celica's rallied in the past. It's got a lot of history. They could maybe tighten up the turbo a bit more and just let loads of air in it, like they did in the past. What, cheat again?
No. Do you think they will come with a new car? Because I saw this homologation special for the GR.
But why not? They're doing everything else. They came out. Nobody said that the Yaris GR would work. Yaris GR's come out and it's been really well sold a lot. It's basically the new Subaru Impreza and Mitsubishi's, and they're just going mad right now for all these
It's just joint
petrol.
F1 team,
joint Haas. They're just the coolest car company right now. So I don't see why I'll have a Yaris GR, please. That'd be great.
Yeah.
So I don't see why you wouldn't just go mental with it, or even have a Celica or all like that. I mean, I hope they stick to GR because I do quite like the GR.
The important is you've got the team down already. Yeah. So all they need to do is develop a new car. But you could actually see them doing it.
Also, if they're making a cheaper car now, why not just put more money into the development instead of the actual end product?
So if you compare it to the old Fords, when you had the Mark Escort, Mark II Escort, the Escort Cosworth, all them different, the RS200 in there, is it 200?
200, the Group B.
200, yeah. They had all sorts of different cars going on. I mean, it's quite a wide span of time, but from 70s to 90s or something. But they did have lots of different cars. So, maybe it's 2-3 years down the line and then Toyota switch it up and go for a different car or develop or make a new one. It depends how well it's doing for them, but
I do hope they just do something even cooler than they've already got. They've even got a homologation special car. That's cool enough. But if you can make a rear-engined or mid-engined GR Yaris, just take my money. Just have it.
If you could choose one car manufacturer to join, which one are you choosing?
Oh.
And I don't know the answer either. I've not even thought about this. This is very on the spot.
I mean, we haven't really spoke about Lancia, but Lancia would be amazing to join.
I know, but Lancia, they've gone so far.
Yeah, they've gone so far back down, but they've got a Rally 4 car now.
They could come back up. This is the thing. I think even with BYD in China, the Chinese market, they could become cooler by bringing in. Yeah, well,
I guess the car.
Why not? Why not? If they'd start bringing in new cars. Toyota wasn't a cool manufacturer.
Yeah.
10, 15. I mean, they had the Super
10 years.
stuff. Like,
No, they had the MR. No, not the M. No,
MR2.
No, they had the other one. Is it the little rear-wheel drive
Supra.
sporty car?
Supra.
The Supra and the other one, forgot its name. The one that's same as the Subaru.
Oh, like it's something like the Subaru one's called like BR2 or something.
BRZ or something, BRZ,
yeah.
and whatever it is. They got that, but that's about it. That's like them like testing water. And now they've just gone full balls in, basically, just being cool and getting all their different cars. But who do I actually want to be back? I'm just looking at the list and I don't know. I want a mid-engined Yaris GR. Don't care who else joins. But no, Subaru. Subaru's so iconic.
Yeah.
And it's gone so much downhill now.
Exactly, but I think they've got enough. They've got enough of the old legacy brand to then just dip down a lot, but now it could bounce back up. The same like Mitsubishi.
They're already doing it in America, so why not do it over here?
Yeah, no, and they could bring that car with a few upgrades and probably
come back with a bang. Create a homologation special. I know we're talking. It takes a lot more money than just us two sitting here and chatting shit about it. But no, come back with a new homologation special, proper like rally spec car. Yes, that'd be sick. I want Subaru back.
I think I want to see Skoda. Just because out of all the ones like the Rally 2s, I think the Skoda's the best. I think it's just the best looking.
No.
Come on, the GR's not as...
GR's a bit... The road car's mint.
The road car looks the best out of any
the
cars, but...
I like the Citroen.
I don't like the Citroen.
I do. I like the Citroen. Oh, tell you who should join the WRC? Peugeot.
Yeah, we do. What car?
208, 308, 208, 208 I think it's. No, 208. With the Rally 4 car. But they haven't even got a GTI version of it out yet. Like, they need a GTI version.
You mentioned this the other day, yeah. So, like, how is it... I mean, are they making the Rally 2 or is it
surely not. I think it's got to be someone else that's buying the cars and doing them. Because, I think them Rally 4 cars are mint. But, why not create a Rally 2 car or even WRC car, because I think one of them would look awesome. Like a big aero package on one of them would look so cool.
That's the thing. All these cars could possibly join. Like, they've got the rally. They've got some footprint there. They've got into the sport. Your Skoda's already in WRC 2. You've got Peugeot, who's got a Rally 4 car.
Yeah, they did have a R5 as well.
So you've got all these different car manufacturers that they could all jump up, and but will it end up diluting the sport a bit if you've got all these different...
No, you can't have more drivers like Oliver Solberg.
Not the new manufacturers, but will it dilute having not that super top end?
Oh, right, so not being like, I don't think so, because now you'll have the top end and then you'll have the top of the top, probably Toyota, but also you'll have then new drivers coming through. It'll be like kind of like F1. Like, we know Stroll's never going to win it, but it's cool. It's not cool to have him in it. But it's someone else.
Cool to have him in Rally 2. We saw him competing.
He did test a Rally 2 car. Again, another subject. But no, so I do think, like, the more the merrier. And it just gives you more chance of, like, either a local hero getting a drive. Like, if someone's known to be good there, like Oliver Solberg in Sweden, then he can easily get a drive then if he's not already in it.
There's more people who can come in. Like
Gus Green stuff you got to think is get to see. And it also opens up WRC 2 and even to, like, British champions, Chris Ingram and all that. Like, you can push that. You can get a lot more people in sport. And obviously, if there's more manufacturers, it grows and grows and grows.
Then more people. I don't know. You can't have that. You can't have 400 rally cars on a stage. So it's more cars in.
But you could have 150.
Yeah, but it's probably fill up 150 with the Rally 2 cars now.
No, you think it's 70. So when we went Greece, it was 70 cars with the Rally 4s and all the rest. But there's not, like, in the actual championship, there's not that many WRC 2 drivers either. No. It's probably about even. So if you get more manufacturers in and more drivers in, but again, it's just money in it. Everything goes down to the money.
I do think it'll take away a little bit, because when we went to, like, Greece last year, I mean, you see, like, you hear, we're used to seeing Rally 2 cars now. We see a lot of them. When you get over there and you see it, like, the Rally 1 cars
the noise was so cool.
And that was when they went hybrids as well. I don't know if they sounded different.
No, well, it shouldn't make too much difference. So the hybrid would basically, if my understanding of it is, the first 10 seconds, if they planted the foot, you got it for all of it, unless you took your foot off and it stopped. And then also, I think you got like a boost somewhere in the stage or something like that. So for a spectator, realistically, it's not going to make that much of a difference.
But either way, like, them cars were mint and was quite a bit different to the current ones.
So
So if you bring up the current Rally 2s, make them, into Rally 1 cars, obviously they'll be still a lot better, but not the same difference of better.
Yeah.
So I just don't know. I don't know if it'll just make it less special seeing them cars when you come from watching the British Rally Championship.
I think I don't still just more just as much because then also if you've got 20 WRC cars doing it, then obviously they'll leak down maybe into clubman level in 10 years time, and that's even better because you get all WRC cars. Yeah. So the more merry for everything, I think.
No, I do agree. I think it'll be exciting to see, and hopefully it all goes through at H, and we have. Yeah. Maybe I don't think to start with you'll have to see all these new cars because it's got to take time to develop it. And stuff. But hopefully, for 2-3 years down the line, we see some bigger range of companies in there and cooler cars coming out of it. So
if you're going to put your money on a manufacturer coming out and doing it, who are you putting your money on? Skoda. I'm putting Volkswagen after I've seen hopefully I'm praying to God, the leaked footage of it being tested, because I think that'd be mint. As long as they don't just come and absolutely dominate. Well, let us know what manufacturer you want to see in the WRC, and if we have missed any manufacturers which you think should realistically be in there. Well, thank you very much. Hopefully you've enjoyed this little chat about rally cars, because I'm sure I have, because I just like talking about cars and rally cars. Yeah,
this is a normal day for us.
Yeah, so just leave us a comment what you think of what car you wanted. Yeah, and also about the swearing. Get voting. So yeah, thank you very much. I guess we'll see you later.
Yeah, thank you for watching. Bye bye.
Oh, I didn't even look.